we've covered a lot of ground today. We got to meet and hear from the student athletes. We talked about some highlights, shared different voices from the PCC perspective, and talk about how impactful athletics are to the overall campus success, in addition to getting a preview of this upcoming season. From the athletic side, in the coming seasons, the coming future rather, PCC will look to expand by adding more sports, so more students can be a part of this ever-growing community. And we were fortunate enough today to have members of that community and to kind of speak to what it means to be a part of this family, as not just an athlete, but also as a student. Lastly, I'm going to throw it to Mr. Hicks, and we can kind of work down the line and kind of speak to, your coaches, how important, because we talk about family so much, but there's a reason you guys are still here. There's an element, whether it's the coaching you get, and sometimes I know practice can be a little hard, and they get on you guys, but there's love there, and there's a family aspect. Can you guys speak to that a little bit?
Definitely. Definitely understanding that our coaches they treat us like their sons. They're more like a parent figure to me. That's what I would look at them as. And understanding that at practice they'll definitely get on you at times. Get in your ear. Tell you get the fluff out your game. But it's definitely it helps. So you learn a lot. IQ on and off the court grows. So definitely being able to be a part of all of our coaches, not just basketball coaches. I think of Dr. Muhammad as a coach. Speaking back on him, helping us out with our academics, and it's just big. Just being able to have somebody there, behind you, being able to push you forward every day. Tired at practice, tired of going to school, and they're take the time out their day. They have jobs, they have everyday lives, they have kids, and they're still there every day to push you. You're not even a part of their family. So they just bring you in and make you feel like family. And I feel like that's a big piece of sports alone. So.
Yeah, and on the girls' side, we had 4 coaches. We had Coach Mack, our head coach Erickson, Coach Miller, and Coach Will Hill. And it was just really cool having, we had 4 coaches, and they're male figures, so of course they're like dads to us. And we go into practice, and maybe they're yelling at us, screaming at us, telling us what to do, and we took it, but at the end of the practice, we're just one big happy family kind of thing. And Erickson, Coach Erickson says, what I really like about him, he's like, girls, if you ever need something, I'll be there, I'll call you. He's always there for supporting. He's really good about taking us to the next level. We have 2 girls who just graduated, and they're going to a 4-year, and he's really helpful with that. And he even called me a couple weeks ago. He's like, yo, Em, if you need something, if you want to go somewhere, I'm going to be there for you, and I will help you out. He's got a lot of plugs, and I can respect that, and he's good for that. It's really good.
I think for me, as on the administrative side, I'm always behind the scenes. I'm always in the seats. I'm their background cheerleaders for the men's and women's. And to see, for me, the academic side where they have come in, maybe started in some college prep classes and then gone up and received their associates or their transfer degrees, such as Cam, and these 2 will do as well, on into a 4-year level. I think that's what is the biggest part, because in the big picture, basketball teaches you life lessons, because not everyone will play, except for you in the NBA, which I fully support.
Thank you.
Just life lessons that they can then take in whatever jobs they go on to, their futures with wives and husbands and having kids and raising their own. So I just think that's what PCC does. We are a big family, and that's what I like about it the most.
I feel really grateful for my experience at PCC because I feel it was something a little more unique than others, perhaps. My father was a basketball player around Portland for many years. I know he played with Coach White and Coach Broadus, our head coach, and I think he played with our other assistant coach, Coach Bell, a little bit. So I had known those guys for years growing up as a little boy. I used to go to Coach Broadus's games when he was the coach at Grant. and watch Mike Mosier and those guys. And so I got to see at a young age what brought us, even though I didn't know in the future I was going to be with him, I got to see what he demanded from his players as far as energy, as far as work ethic, as far as just their knowing what their position is on the floor. And then another experience that I'm really grateful for is Doc Muhammad, who we mentioned multiple times, our academic coach, was the throw coach on the first track team I ever joined when I was 7 years old. So I've known him now for years, and to be able to, I went away from him, obviously, through school and everything after that, my first experience with track, but to come back to him as a young man and to be able to experience him and gain the amount of knowledge he has. It's like you could ask him anything and he knows
everything.
it.
He knows everything.
And then for him to be able to see my growth is really special. So just that whole experience, me growing up and then becoming a part of the PCC family is just so special to me.
So it's kind of like full circle.
Yeah.
I guess very much so.
Yeah.
Everybody's a family.
Everyone's a family. Would you agree?
Everybody loves everybody.
We'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge, in addition to some of the coaches that aren't here today, Coach White is here, but there's Coach Tony Broadus, Coach Aaron Bell from the men's side, and from the women, Coach Tony Erickson, Coach Will Hill, and Coach Dave Miller. All these coaches really contribute to the family that what we do at athletics within the basketball side, and the basketball side expands to the larger PCC community. And you can see examples of what they've been able to accomplish day in and day out. So that's really cool to see. We'd like to thank Portland Community College for their support, the administrators, faculty, and staff, and the student body as well. We'd also like to thank the Northwest Athletic Conference. A big thank you to the PCC Media Department for all their technical support and production support. They are led by Seth Bloombaum. And I'd also like to thank all my panelists. Thank you guys for taking the time out from your busy schedules to chat for a little bit. And I know you guys do a lot of stuff, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you want to follow more within PCC, pcc.edu. There's also /athletics. You can follow all of the social medias. We have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. There's also a YouTube channel which we're able to live stream home games. That's always cool. As we mentioned, they were 12-1, so even if you can't come out to a game, which we'd like you to, please come out. But if you can't, the views count as well, and we'd really appreciate your support. You can also hashtag, that's also something you can see on the website, pcc.edu, for athletics/athletics. Thank you so much for being with us today. My name is Paul Marshall. Go Panthers.